the cradle of human civilization, the birthplace of the world's oldest laws. Today, it is an economy anchored by the planet's fifth-largest oil reserves, fueling a massive concrete and neon rebirth along the Tigris. Yet, despite this massive wealth and historical gravity, the country remains completely off the map for standard modern tourism. This chart maps the perception gap. For decades, the outside world viewed it entirely as a geopolitical hazard zone. Recently, social media vloggers pitch it as a consequence-free budget hack. The actual reality is a strict cash-only economy guarded by complex visas and armed checkpoints. To understand how this nation actually operates today, we have to strip away the broadcast bias and the internet hype. We need to look at the strict legal, financial, and tactical reality of navigating modern Iraq. The friction begins with paperwork. The country legally divides federal Iraq in the south from the autonomous Kurdistan region in the north.
Landing in Erbil grants a streamlined visa into a stable area, but that stamp legally bars you from traveling south. It confines you entirely to the stabilized, autonomous urban environment of the Kurdish north. To access the mainland, citizens of over 30 countries must utilize the newly established visa on arrival framework at Baghdad International. That federal stamp opens up the deep south and the capital, but it immediately introduces a steep tactical trade-off. You will hit internal military checkpoints daily. Navigating this requires keeping your physical passport on hand at all times and submitting to routine security pat-downs. The baseline security has stabilized significantly, and petty street crime is rare. Still, you have to strictly monitor local news channels and steer clear of isolated border zones near Syria. The gates are open, but crossing them requires a high level of situational awareness and absolute compliance with internal geographic boundaries. Once inside, you hit a hard financial reset. Without digital banking infrastructure, daily life runs exclusively on thick stacks of physical Iraqi dinar. Operating on this cash economy makes local street markets incredibly economical. Food and basic transport cost fractions of what you'd pay in the West. But that street-level affordability vanishes the moment you look for vetted modern residential housing in Baghdad or Erbil. A massive traditional feast costs under $10, but a highly secure modern apartment demands up to $800 a month. This dual economy crushes standard labor, with median baseline wages hovering around $400 monthly, completely dwarfed by rent. The highest earning exceptions are restricted to foreign petroleum engineers and specialized logistics contractors pulling oil from the desert. For these high-earning expats, daily life is heavily constrained, contained entirely within regulated corporate security bubbles. You can travel here cheaply for a few weeks with a pocket full of cash, but trying to live here long-term is severely expensive and heavily restricted unless an international oil firm is writing your checks. Navigating the bureaucracy and checkpoints brings an immense payoff, raw immersion in massive historical pilgrimages, and a culture built on intense traditional hospitality. At the center of that lifestyle is Masgouf, an ancient Mesopotamian preparation of Tigris river carp, slowly smoked sideways around massive open wood fires. Accessing this world depends entirely on the calendar. During the summer months, the environment itself poses the greatest physical risk. From June to September, the central desert is brutal. Temperatures regularly breach 50 degrees Celsius, accompanied by heavy, blinding orange dust storms. The only logical window to explore safely is during the short, cool winter months, strictly between November and March. This winter provides passage to the southern Mesopotamian marshes, a wetland ecosystem where locals weave intricate homes entirely from river reeds without a single nail. Timing your arrival is just as critical as clearing your visa. Choose the wrong month, and a historical expedition turns into a grueling test of physical survival. Let's map these variables, the military checkpoints, the cash economy, the harsh climate, to figure out exactly who belongs here. This environment rewards two profiles: the geo-tourist willing to trade high friction for envlogged history, and the specialized expat trading isolation for high-tier petroleum salaries. If you are a casual digital nomad looking for seamless Wi-Fi, credit card infrastructure, and invisible borders, this country will break you. Iraq is an ancient anchor point of human history, slowly pulling itself from the heavy geopolitical headlines to rebuild a modern future. It demands rigorous tactical preparation and a total willingness to unplug. It is a high-friction, high-reward frontier. Would you baseline your exploration inside the ancient cradle of human civilization? Let us know in the comments below. Next stop, Ireland, the high-tech corporate tax haven of Western Europe. Subscribe to stay real.